so don't freak out, all right? As always, Warped Tour, we figure shit out. We figured it out in storms. We figured out lightning. We figured out when the cops used to chase us out of town. All right? All right, so I'm sleeping back there in my van last night thinking, what an awesome day and awesome people that came out yesterday, and they'll be back tomorrow. 5:30 in the morning, I get a call, because when you're touring and working in this business, you're on call all the time. So I get a call because when Fat Mike, me and him were talking about playing this show, he goes, dude, we're playing in Quebec tomorrow, okay? Or yesterday. And I said, don't worry, we'll make it work. At 5:30 in the morning, we start finding the flights. As always, our airlines kind of suck right now. So, no, don't say bullshit. Listen to me and then say bullshit, because you know what? You're about to witness fucking history, all right? So, here's what happened, all right? So we start working on it, and this is the least punk rock thing I've ever done in my life. We start figuring out a private plane to get here, all right? Punk rockers. The only private plane in my life I've ever flown on was Dexter Hollins with that fucking one time he was on Warped Tour, all right? So what ends up happening, we've been working all day, and they're gonna get here, okay? And this is how it's gonna work, all right? So we start freaking out. We got a curfew here. The city of Mountain View has been very cool. They've been very cool. City of Mountain View has been kind of like, we said we need to push the curfew tonight. We've been trying to clear jets. So we clear the first jet. And trust me, and it's funny, I had to call all the Warped Tour road managers. All those guys that went on to do Celine Dion and all these people that used to work on the Warped Tour, because I don't know how to call a private jet. They all start texting early in the morning. Doug Goodman, Jerome Crooks, everyone wants to pitch in to help. So next thing we know, we have a fleet of private jets flying to Montreal to pick up NoFX. That first jet starts flying up there. It's 120 fucking degrees in this country, and it gets a warning that it's frosting over. They have to land. Like some icing problem. So they send that jet back. Everyone's here. And you know how hard it is to get an agent up to a show sometimes? NoFX's agent was jumping on a plane to come up and help, all right? So she's back there helping out. So we're all helping each other out. And then we're sitting there. So we've been sitting here all day, and they're on their way. But they go out, and they have to click. Now think about Fat Mike, okay? He's in a foreign country. He gets really nervous about his 24 road cases. What might be in those road cases? I don't know. But if you were Fat Mike, would you want to leave your road cases sitting up in Montreal?
No, I need my drugs!
What might be in those road cases? Who knows? I don't know. So we start talking around the parking lot, and we go, how are we going to fix this? Because they're going to get here, okay? They land at 9:51. We have a believe it or not, can you imagine a police escort for Fat Mike not to the county jail? All right? So we've actually got half of the Mountain View Police Department at Moffett Field right now. All right? Live Nation's been on. Everyone's working hard, you guys, so they're going to get here. But I'm going, how am I going to keep this crowd engaged? So rumor starts going around, we need to form an all-star band, all right? To do some NoFX stuff, all right?
What's happening?
Turns out, does anyone know that Sum 41 started as a NoFX cover band? All right. So, as the Warped community, we are community, you're part of our community, so I want to be totally transparent. So we all start running around to the buses, talking to them, and guess what? NoFX, they said, we still remember a few of those songs. All right? So they've been in the bus practicing those songs. All right? All right, so that starts the thing. We send out now that we have social media, it's a lot different than when I started this tour. We start sending internal messaging going, who knows a NoFX song? So, we're working through the tech stuff. You're good? All right. So, we've got a little set list, and they're going to come in at some point. We got their gear here, most of it. We're going to wing it. And we got a little NoFX set, and you're going to see people. Candy from the starting line, Kate from Sum 41, Deb from Sum 41, come from Sum 41. Frank Zumo's coming into play a little bit. Doing Sticking in My Eye. Then we're gonna do Linoleum, and we're gonna need you guys to help, okay? Thrice jumped in to do that song. Then, as many of you know, a guy named John Feldman has produced many records these days. John Feldman has his private jet warmed up in the back anytime we call. And John Feldman said, I'm there. So John Feldman's gonna come out, we're gonna do Bob. With Anthony Green of Circus Survive. Porter McKnight and Brandon Saylor of Atreyu. Then we're gonna do Don't Call Me White. With Kenny Vasilou, starting line. Guitar, Brendan, Circa. Matt Gray, Bigwig. Bigwig, Matt, he jumped in. He's hanging out. And then we're gonna do The Bruise. And a lot of people are backstage. We're gonna do The Bruise. We got Tyson Ritter, All-American Rejects. Mike Kennedy. And we're gonna pick one of you that actually knows the words, because these guys are just mumbling them back there. So one of you that knows all the words to Bruce is getting your chance to sing the last set of the band's Warped Tour history. We're gonna bring up Sergio Vega of Quicksand, 1995 Warped Tour history. He's here, he's gonna play. Matt Gray of Bigwig, and Brandon's gonna come out again. So I think we're ready, we good? Kenny? Kenny, leave. What? Kenny, you ready? Okay. All right, I gotta stall for a couple minutes. So this is the chance to we're getting all the gear together. Literally, we're trying to figure out how their gear works. All right?